Ceremony for the town of Stratford. My name is Laura Hoydick. I'm the mayor of the town. Normally, our town clerk, Susan Pollock, would be doing this ceremony, but she was taken ill late this afternoon. So if I, as I'm reading her notes and her script, say, "Hi, I'm Susan Pollock. I've been town clerk from the town since 2007, you'll know why I'm making the mistake. But we wish Susan a very quick recovery. She and Margot Paquette have worked very hard on this ceremony, and we hope you enjoy it tonight. So it's my pleasure to welcome you. And though this is a swearing-in ceremony, we will begin this evening by honoring those who will be leaving their elected offices. As elected officials eventually come to know, there is a lot of time dedicated to being an elected official. The night meetings are many, the telephone calls are frequent, the running into the constituents at the grocery store occupies a lot of your time. As a matter of fact, my daughters stopped going to the grocery store with me when I got elected to the Board of Education because a short visit would end up being hours, because that's where you see everybody. Elected officials are very unique, and in that they are willing to put themselves out there in a way that they've never done before. When someone decides to run for an elected office, they do so because they're committed to their town and they want to make a difference. And it is by doing this that they realize they have become connected to their town in a totally different level. So now that they have the different perspective from being a resident to becoming an elected official, which opens up a new way of seeing their municipal government at work. This is why it is appropriate and necessary to represent to our elected outgoing officials certificates of appreciation for their time and commitment dedicated to the town of Stratford. We all thank you. To assist in presenting the appreciation plaques, I'd like to introduce Susan's co-workers at the town clerk's office, Debbie Brunson, Erin O'Malley, and Shannon Walters. So let us begin with the retiring constables. As your name is called, please come forward to receive your plaque and remain standing until all the fellow retiring officials have been called up. Mr. Frank Bavacqua. Mr. Bavacqua, having faithfully served from November 2013 through November 2019. Mr. Richard Brown, Jr. Mr. Brown, having faithfully served from November 2013 through November 2019. Mr. Richard Brown. Mr. Brown, having faithfully served from November 1997 to November 2019. Anybody want to take pictures before I ask them to sit? Good? Yeah, stand up here. Mr. Marcone, would you do me? Thank you. Next, we'll call up the planning commissioners. Ms. Patricia Patuski. Ms. Patuski faithfully served from January 2016 to January 2020. And Mr. James Vigliotti. Mr. Vigliotti, having faithfully served from 2016 to January 2020. Okay, great. The Zoning Commission, Ms. Stephanie Phillips. Ms. Phillips, having faithfully served from January 2016 to January 2020. And Mr. Richard Fredette. Mr. Fredette, having faithfully served from December 2017 to January 2020. Thank you. You want to get a picture? No? Yes. They're good. You got it. And though they could not attend tonight, we'd like to recognize Zoning Board of Appeals members Mr. Dave DeCilio and Mr. Ron Hoydick, both faithfully serving from January 2016 to January 2020. So next we'll recognize the departing members of the Stratford Board of Education, Ms. Susan Lance and Mr. Eric Lazaro. Ms. Maria Bertola is also a departing member, but she was unable to be with us tonight. All three, Ms. Bertola, Ms. Lance, and Mr. Lazaro, having faithfully served from December 2015 through December 2019. Thank you for your service. Thank you. And now for the departing members of the Stratford Town Council. Mr. Wally Kadim. Mr. Kadim has faithfully served the 3rd District from December 2015 through December 2019. And Mr. Ronald Tickey. Okay, we'll do one too. Mr. Tickey has faithfully served the 2nd District from December 2017 through December 2019. So now it's time to issue the oath of office to our newly elected officials. We will begin with the new elected constables. Please come forward so that you may receive your oath of office. Mr. William Boyd, Ms. Carol Cabral, Mr. John Dempsey, Mr. John Dobis, Ms. Barbara Heimlich, and Mr. Ed Cinto. Stacy Taveras is not present tonight, but she previously received her oath of office. Face the audience. I'll stand behind you. You'll hear me. So if you would raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as constable to the best of your ability, so help you God? I do. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations, William. Congratulations. Will the newly elected planning commissioners come forward? Ms. Christina Kazanis and Mr. William Boyd. William, I'm sorry, we should have had you stay up here. If you would raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as planning commissioner to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Vigliotti, would you come forward? The other newly elected zoning commissioner could not be present tonight, Dion Francis, but he's received his oath of office. Do you solemnly swear to faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as zoning commissioner to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. Board of Zoning Appeals, Gavin Forrester and Lenny Petroselli, would you come forward? I do remember you. We're lucky. Would you raise your right hands? Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as members of the Zoning Board of Appeals to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'd like to invite Andrea Corcoran, Janice Coupi, and Amy Wiltsey to come forward as members of the new Board of Education. If you'd raise your right hand. Do you want something to stand on?
No, it's fine.
Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as members of the Board of Education to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations. So this concludes this part of the ceremony. At 8 o'clock sharp, I will call to order the meeting of the 50th session of the Stratford Town Council. Thank you.